Welcome back to PWT Read On News. And today we're talking about Lest We Forget History and the Supreme Court 150 years of splitting. I bet you didn't know that, did you now, partners? Yes, sirree. The first time it happened was the Lochner Era Revolts in 1905 to 1937. And you just thought it was gang wars on the streets of New York and Chicago. The court was split between economic libertarians, progressive reformers, and institutional conservatives. The fractures were so severe that President Roosevelt attempted the court packing plan in 1937, a direct response to internal judicial warfare. Why it matters for us for lest we forget history. It shows the court has never been ideologically monolithic, meaning one. For those who don't know what monolithic means, the mono gives it away, Mono meaning one. Even conservative blocs fractured over the limits of government power. Excuse y'all, it's happening again. Okay. The Warren Court's moral earthquakes, 1953 to 1969. Even during the most liberal era in court history, internal splits were constant. Brown versus Brown, 1954, required intense internal negotiation. Criminal procedure cases, Miranda, Gideon, fractured the court. Free speech and religion cases produce shifting alliances. Why it matters? It matters because the court fractured along party lines, but along moral and constitutional philosophies. The court was expected to be conservative, but it wasn't stable. Fractures appeared in Roe versus Wade, 1973. School desegregation enforcement. I remember the first time. And executive power cases. Oh my. Even a conservative appointment court can produce liberal outcomes because internal fractures over principle outweigh political loyalty. The Rehnquist court swing vote era, 1986 to 2005. This is where internal fracture became predictable architecture. The swing votes, Sandra Day O'Connor, Anthony Kennedy, they broke ranks repeatedly on abortion, affirmative action, gay rights, and church-state separation. This era proves that a court's ideological composition does not guarantee ideological outcomes. The Roberts Court's legitimacy battles from 2005 to our present. This is the era your story of the split today fits into. Fractures include Affordable Care Act, Roberts breaks right block, the LGBTQ employment rights, Gorsuch breaks BIOC. Tribal sovereignty, again, Gorshov. DACA, Roberts, again. Censor citizenship question. And now Roberts and Kavanaugh breaking ranks in a 5-4 vote. This court fractures when the majority's position threatens institutional legitimacy or constitutional coherence. Swing votes emerge when blocks overreach. Eternal fractures appear when ideologies collide with constitutional limits. Chief justices often break ranks to protect the court's legitimacy. 5-4 decisions reveal the court's deepest lines, fault lines to most. Unexpected alliances shape civil rights outcomes. And that's the architecture behind tonight's story. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe, stay alert, stay aware of your environment, and most of all, stay involved. If you don't do something about your freedom and your independence, somebody else will. See you all later.